So welcome everyone. Just what's moving is we're in this new moment, in this new year, in a field of infinite possibilities. And in that field of infinite possibilities, we come together for this global heart resonance experience. And it's a practice. And my name is Shelley Darling, and I'm here as a host for Good of the Whole and this global resonance opportunity coming together here this morning. So, and beautifully, Michelle Marie is here with me as part of the Resonance Council, and she's gifted us this topic, or been the conduit for the topic is probably the best way to say it here this morning. And so for those who have been here before, a little shift is taking place. And I just want to explain that we are going to start to build more coherence in terms of understanding resonance, understanding the power within the pause, and really how to track this energy of the field itself, to really listen to its emergent voice as the giver of greater solutions, as the movement of what we call miracles. Because when we're in alignment with this field, then these things, synergies, synchronicities, and what we call miracles are just a part of the organic nature of the field itself. And we get to just be embellished and nourished and fertilized in that frequency. So welcome. That's what you're coming here to this call. Welcome, everyone. And today's focus is Listen, Pause, Epiphany. So we always start with a heart resonance. So this morning, the invitation is to just relax in your body. Open your inner receptor, this place of the heart, to the movement. So in order to do that, we just invite you to drop in deeper, allow spaciousness, feel your feet connected to the earth, that energy running down to her crystalline core. And at the same time, being open, allowing that energy to rise, to open to the information of the field itself. So letting go of anything other than your full presence. So you can even just ask that all aspects of self come to this moment right here, right now. And with your exhale, you're just releasing that what no longer serves you, and being open to the new moment, to the new seeds that are being planted here this morning. And feeling that experience as a revelatory undulation of energy, so that when we connect with our heart, this energy or light frequency, it expands and it touches others. And we hold those others, our communities, our families in the field here with us this morning. So just taking another breath and tapping into this field of wholeness. Really, this is a call to wholeness for all of us, to really trust the field, trust our voices, and live in that sense of unity. So, let's take a breath. So welcome, everyone. And to rest in that stillness. So a couple of guidelines for this call, and I think the actual focus will be primed by Michelle as she describes to us the inner layers of this experience here this morning. But simply, everyone's invited to participate after Michelle opens the call, and we invite you to say your name. That helps with the people that are on the phone, and to really focus on the collective. So what that means is, being in present time, we're not saying I. We're opening to the space of the we here this morning. And that's part of the practice, how to do that. And then Michelle will be describing the pause, so I don't need to describe that here. And speak to 1 to 2 minutes, allowing everybody to have a chance to feel that evolution coming through them and being able to share. And with that, I'm going to pass the beautiful talking feather, which I don't have here, over to Michelle to describe our call, and then we'll be opening it up to everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. It is fun to be in this collective field that's come here today, and I'm excited to see, hear, and feel what is being shared through and with us. So I'm just going to start by reading what was sent out so that everyone, in case you didn't have a chance to read it, that everyone will have it. And as part of the practice, it's listening, right? So in this beginning part of the listening, it's really taking in the words. So in expanding the heart resonance in our collective field of love. We are being asked to expand our collective field of love. The expansion of global heart resonance occurs as we consciously expand the resonance of our own heart in relationship with others. On our resonance calls, the field of love is speaking with the intention of this collective expansion. Let's practice how to allow the collective voice to rise through us as we come together. Today's expansion will flow through first listening. When someone is speaking, listen with the intention of taking each word they are saying into your mind. If we are having our own thoughts, we will gently ask ourselves to refocus on the words the field is asking us to take in. After listening, we will pause. After someone has completed their sharing, we take these words from our minds and intentionally connect them with our hearts. Once they are united, the resonant field will manifest the words it desires to be shared through the next sharing voice. Then we wait for the epiphany. In the pause, we wait for the epiphany, a moment of sudden revelation or insight of the resonant field, rather than the thought of our own mind. When we intentionally gather in this global heart resonance field, the field wants to speak to the collective. It will speak through us with the intention to offer the guidance we need to grow the global resonant field of love, both as an individual and as a collective. So for those of you who may not typically speak up and share and are more reserved, the field may be asking you to speak loudly and be brave and find your courage to do so. And for those of us who are more comfortable speaking up regularly, we may be asked to say words that we would not typically share in a public space, and we're being asked to share them because we have the courage of voice. So remember to be open to what the field is asking today. And today, let's pause, listen, and share how we can individually practice expanding this direct awakening of the resonant field through our unified field of love in our everyday lives. What happens as we fully participate in this global heart resonance of listening, pause, and epiphany? The listening is done for my part, for my voice, and now let's move into the pause. And it's the talking stick is passed on for whoever feels that emergent field running through them.
This is Shelley. I'm just going to jump in for a moment. Just simply what's happening inside is a sense of wonder. Like, for me, it's like a permission to relax and to open to the deeper inhalation and exhalation of a sense of joy, of a sense of innocence. That's the word I was looking for, innocence. It allows, when it feels like when we're in this space, it allows for a sense of innocence and camaraderie in a way that when I'm rushing or when we're rushing around doesn't happen. Something softens and opens, just like that rose. Just feel like that rose is opening in this collective field. And I'm complete and whole and past the talking stick.
This is Henry. Yes. Opening to for me, it's opening to how we're listening. And there've been, at least on my journey of this greater opening to wholeness, there have been many different guides of how to open, to listen from the heart, to listen from essence, to listen for the genius in each person. And so I don't necessarily listen or open to each word that a person is saying, but to also the deeper level of their intention, a deeper level of the energy of what is being shared from the many different levels of a person's being. And the last piece, I'm kind of involved in a class that's opening to the 6 centers of wisdom, what's described as the centers of wisdom in our body. So it includes our heart, includes our gut, includes our pelvis, it includes our legs and feet, it includes our bones. So each of these are different centers of wisdom as well as our brain. And I was noticing, just here in the introduction from Shelley and Michelle, of where in my body or what parts of my body were activated. And it was so interesting to understand that, the different levels of my being beyond my brain, beyond my mind, where I'm receiving, where I'm receiving the transmissions of the hearts, of the spirit, of the understandings of each person. And so anyway, so I'm just opening, and I love this inquiry of going deeper into all of that and opening, because those different centers of body wisdom are helping at least me to open to the greater wholeness of myself. So I feel complete.
This is Cassandra, White Raven. I'm deeply, deeply grateful for Michelle for bringing this to us today. This is a subject that's very dear to my heart. I find a presence opens up for me when I am truly in that receptivity of listening. And if it's a conversation like this, a Zoom call, I'm able to be more aware of what each of us are responding to. And that's a nice thing for this time in our lives. I feel this field, and I wondered if others actually feel it passing through them, or they are passing through it, how that perception might be for another, because I haven't had a chance to talk to a lot of different people about this subject. So with that, I put that question into the field and look forward to what comes back. And I am complete. I passed put the talking feather, the talking stick back into the center of the circle. Oh.
This is Marion. Cassandra, when you said, I feel the field, from deep inside me came this voice that said, I am the field. And as I sat with that in the pause, I realized the glorious responsibility as the field. And I'm so grateful for everything that has been given and continues to be given to me to expand the love in this field that we are. So thank you for the question, Cassandra. Many blessings to all of you.
This is Michelle. When we intentionally join together as a unified field in the field of love, the field will speak collectively through us. Each of us has different sensations and manifestations of this as a collective and as an individual. It is intended to be unique. Uniting in love. So we go out as individuals to our own lives and spread and grow the resonant field. It's through voices we collect here in this field today. But as we go out in our individual lives, some will do it through music, some will do it through voice, some will do it through words, some will do it through dance, some will do it by being kind and giving charity to others, through money and kindness and generosity. But as the field of love, I am grateful that you've gathered here today so that you are knowing you are the willingness of love to manifest and expand more greatly in the world that you are living in. You have said yes to me as a foundation of love in your life. And so if you're here today, I'm asking you to be brave and courageous to go out and do your individual things while collectively joining here for your encouragement, your strength, your epiphanies that help you and remind you that you are on the path, a path of the expansiveness of the field that will be manifested because you've said yes. Love will prevail when you walk in this world with the courage that I am willing to give you when you ask for it. I'm complete.
Deborah. I hope I'm still connected.
We hear you, Deborah.
Thank you. So what comes through me at this moment? First of all, reflecting back on what was previously shared about feeling the field, I feel that I noticed that gratitude enhances my awareness of feeling the field. And what was just shared about, I come often to this group as a wellspring, and I am currently putting myself out in the world in a way in which I have not before. Excuse me, and it's as if the field or the universe or the whole is basically pushing me to do this. It actively is wanting to come through me, whatever me is, for its expression, this sharing that I'm currently offering. And it's not necessarily a comfortable place for me, and to put things out in the world in this way, but it also feels almost choiceless, and a lot of support is showing up for me to do this. And so what was just said in terms of coming here to experience the whole and the field and everyone energy here as a source of courage resonates with me very deeply at this moment. And I have deep appreciation and once again gratitude, and once again that enhances my experience of the field. Thank you. I am complete and whole.
This is Shelley, and this is just a little reminder that if you've come in late, you've been automatically put on mute, and I'll make sure that we put a note out on that, but just in case you're trying to get on, just know that you need to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Good morning, this is Julie. And the unmute word just spoke through me. And I just want to expand on that unmute or mute piece. And if I mute myself while I'm talking, I'm sparing you from a cough. So hopefully I can speak, or the field can speak through me without that cough. And the unmute piece that's really moving from the field is the expression of what I'm hearing is that this experience, this embodiment, and this expression of the field is both ephemeral and ineffable. So hence the mute is, how do we speak of the unspeakable? How do we really hold this ephemeral experience that's moving and fleeting and really doesn't want to land into concrete form, wants to continue to flow as that love, as that expansive source energy that's moving in us, through us, and as us. So I just wanted to land those two words that are really begging to be heard and seen, and yet can't be heard and seen, as the voice of the field. And I'm complete.
This is Dinama. Much gratitude for our collective resonance. We at Good at the Whole call this home frequency. It is our natural state. It's not something we have to try to get to or try to bring into. We simply are this frequency. And it is the heart. It is love. And so being here in this moment expands our resonant field and asks us to embody it and know that we're being it. And there's our wholeness. So that's my share from the field. I'm complete.
This is Sharon. And I'm just bathing and basking and playing and being and resonating with the words that have been spoken, and starting with Shelley's innocence and wonder, and Marion's I am the field. And what arose in me early in this time together was just a sense of lightness and a song. It's like my heart and all of me is just singing. I just have this singing going on. Not a lot of words, but a lightness and a singing and just the gratitude, appreciation for this gathering, for this coming together. Thank you. I'm complete.
This is June from California, and as I listened to all the words this morning, what I realize is that listening feels like an exploration of the texture of the field, that everything put in to the field makes up that texture, and that as we listen to all of the voices, the sounds, the wisdoms offered, and actually, it's the word I want to use is to let go into them, to just let go into those textures of the field and become one with it. Then I find that we all end up exploring deeper and listening deeper, and the words that come from that match the energy that lives in that field, and that field then expands from inside of me and each of us outwardly until it feels like it's everywhere, and of course it is. But the excitement of the listening, of the exploring, of the becoming the field in that process is one that makes me smile inside and out, and that draws me deeper and deeper into the exploration of the field. And I'm complete.
This is Henry. Two things. One related to the comment on mute that Julie, the word, it kind of arose in me, the word immutable. The immutable laws of the universe, the unchanging laws. Let me see how I knew how I was going to connect that. But so it's almost like the things that cannot be muted are what we connect to in this circle. When we take time in the pause to open to the ineffable and to open to our true natures, the home frequency that brings us there. And I guess the second thing is a quote from The Prince, the book The Prince. It is only with the heart that one can see clearly what is essential is invisible to the eye. So it's also invisible to the mind, to our thinking by itself. So anyway, here we open to the eyes of the heart, we open to the ears of the heart that brings us to that immutable place. So I feel complete.
Good morning, all. This is Deb. I just wanted to thank you, Henry, for those very profound words on mute. And it's exactly what I've been pondering on this last week, is how to get more quiet in that heart space in order to be able to see that way. And I will just really want to thank you for those words. Those resonated well with me. And I feel complete.
This is Julie again. I just feel this thread coming through with the immutable, the ineffable, the ephemeral, comes the epiphany. So just pulling that back through of our invitation to pause in the immutable, pause in the ineffable, pause in the ephemeral. And when we are there, in that fullest expression, in those quiet moments, in those still moments, come that epiphany that we invite. And what a beautiful gift. I'm wondering if those words have a similar origin with ephemeral and epiphany and a lot of these E and PH and what have you words. It feels lovely this morning on my tongue and in my mind and in my heart as I listen to them. And with that, I rest. I rest in the wholeness. I'm complete.
This is Sharon again. And Julie, I had a strong image while you were speaking of, you were talking about pulling, like the epiphany coming through. And it felt like a needle, like pulling a thread through. You talked about the threads. And that kind of going with the flow, it just felt like there was a creative process here that we take in the richness of this field and then we're weaving it and creating together here and then out in our worlds all kinds of other things from what we receive here. It's like pulling the thread through and then looping it again and pulling it through again. And it just, It was a really beautiful image. Weaving. Complete.
This is Anita. And I always like to be the mischievous one. I don't know why, but I love what's being said, but it immediately wants me to be playful and bring you all onto the playground for joy, and just go with the flow and go with what each of us are called to do in our discovery, and supporting each other, but knowing that all we need to do is just to take that next step to be the change we want to see in the world. I'm complete.
This is Shelley. I'm going to take a collective pause for a moment. Though something wants to speak, it feels like this layering of experience that's happening here is actually giving permission for all those dimensions of self that have held back or that haven't been playful. Because when we're in this glory of what I'm experiencing, feeling the field in this moment, is that it is, I think it's been elusive to many. And here it's revealing itself as this, as its vibrant self, as it's playful, as it's innocent, all the beautiful words that have been happening in this experience here. It's just, yes, it's ineffable. Yes, it's ephemeral. Yes, it's all of it. And what's so touching to my heart in this moment is that it's accessible. And I think that that revelatory, or I was getting a visual too. I was first I was seeing a collage. I used to love, and still do love, making collages or making vision boards. I do it on all my journals, but the experience of the collage is when you look at it from it, step back and breathe with it. It's a breathing entity of wholeness and of aliveness. So to me, the glory of this experience is that just as everyone's been saying, that I get to take this and carry this as this whole expression out into my world, out into my local connections, so to speak. And I'm just, I'm feeling quite ecstatic, because just how this field works is that in paying attention to its movement, we're kind of being trained here a little bit, to pay attention to its movement. It always is leading us to the very next step, which is a game changer, and we can get giddy within that. So I'm just feeling really grateful as well to this implementation, really learning, deepening into the implementation of its existence through us as whole beings in service to the greater whole. So thank you, I'm complete.
This is Dinama. The playful part of the field is we experience it as the unknown, and yet we are the co-creators of this moment. We've already attracted this experience to ourselves, and it's known on a level of frequency more than a level of thought. So this is why the pause, to feel the frequency and know that it is moving through us, creating this moment. And there, the field is very playful and is calling us to trust, like a child plays with the moment of discovery. I'm complete.
So I'm going to move a few minutes earlier to make this shift that usually happens at the end of this call. And that is where those of us who have spoken as the field take a step back and go deeper inside that pause. And we, as banks of the river of this voice, allow those that haven't spoken yet to share. And what's been happening is we've been going over our time. And so I'm just doing a little beta test here to see if we just allow this to happen a few minutes earlier, that people who are, haven't shared feel that they have the space to share without rushing. So with that, again, those of us who have spoken, just to breathe more deeply, and we welcome those who are on who are new, even if it's just saying hi and, one word or whatever, to allowing yourself the freedom to share into this experience. So with that, I'm complete, and we'll just open up the call. And don't forget to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you for that invitation to speak, Shelley. My name is Kelsey. I am new to this call, and so being new, some of this language was quite foreign to me. Having a father who was a farmer, just thinking about the word field, I'm like thinking, a field to me is somewhere to grow crops, and it's a space, it's something physical. And so as Henry mentioned, my brain was really trying to define what a field is. And, I kept hearing people talk like, Cassandra, I feel the field, or even with Michelle's intro, with expanding this unified field and being open to the field, and Mary and I am the field, Julie as a voice of the field. And I'm like, gosh, what is a field? And finally, I'm like, what I need to do is just listen, be in the field and listen versus trying to define it. And, my initial reaction was just a quick jump on as soon as I heard the word field, and my brain was like, what is a field? We need to clarify what that is. I wanted to be like, Michelle, can you explain what a field is? But then as I was listening to people use the word in different ways, that's where I realized that's the first step I need to do is to listen, to be in the field and listen, to pause and have that epiphany. And I think that's my answer, is what a field is. So thank you.
Kelsey, that's beautiful. I'm very new to this myself, and although I've listened to Ancient Aliens a lot, so I mean, you look at the source field that David Wilcock talks about and the field that these ladies talk about, it's rather very similar. It's all very nebulous and inside and outside and everywhere. So it's all of us and it's everything all at once. So it's all encompassing type of a thing. And I thought that was beautiful that you were learning along with everybody else. I think that's just wonderful. I'm learning as well. So I want you to know that. And for me, I think this is a beautiful place that I get to come, where these ladies that have more experience than I do, I just come in and it just rubs off. It just assimilates into your being. And I think it's just a beautiful tool. And I thank each and every one of you for being here. I am complete.
This is White Raven. Just a brief thought. Listening is learning. That was incredible, Deb. That was incredible. And with that, I am complete.
So, just giving another moment, pause if Kathy or Oriana want to share, and otherwise we'll move on to our most favorite part of this call. All right. So in taking cues from the field itself, who knows what will be the theme, the resonant reflection for next week. So stay tuned. I think we're on the right track. This is really beautiful. For those that want to go deeper into this experience, come join us on the first Wednesday of Good of the Whole. You can find out more by going to goodofthewhole.com and join us as a mentoring steward. And with that, with so much gratitude for all of you showing up here this morning and really giving this experience, this quantum experience of the field. There's so many ways into understanding the field. And we'll leave that for you to explore. Everything from science to spirituality, it all happens here. And we're working on, as a collective, to give not necessarily a definition to the field, because the thing is, it is an experience. And it is an experience of wholeness. And there are scientists and there's psychologists, and everyone's trying to define what this field is. So here we come to feel it. So thank you. So this is how we end our call. We invite everyone to take yourselves off mute, and we allow everyone's voice to ring out and ripple out this experience through what we do is yum, and it's a choir of yum, and we just so yum
Yum, 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 yum.
So in the name of It's Not Serious, have an amazing week. We'll see you back here. Thank you, and please share this out as well to others who might be wanting to tap into this ephemeral field. Love you all. Thank you, Michelle, so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And remember to play.